All right, guys, well, we are headed to the hunting grounds. It is the start of the 2022 season for me. So I am super excited to see what we have in store, and I'm bringing you along. Just got loaded up and I'm walking away from the truck. As you can see, the field has not been mowed yet this year. I just found out last night actually that it's getting mowed tomorrow. So I am trying out a new hunting spot, and I did not get a chance to scout it out other than online, so we'll see how it turns out. My usual stop when I come to this property is always by this little grove of persimmon, and there's some muscadines too. So the persimmon aren't quite ripe yet. You can see the one up there is almost there, but deer really like to come wear this spot out. This guy's actually almost ready. If you've never had a persimmon treat, it's kind of like a plum in texture and sweet. It's not bad. My personal favorite are the muscadines though. I just walked around the other side of the persimmon tree, and there's obviously a lot more. And these are the muscadines. Like I told you, they are by far my favorite. If this will focus. It's like the cotton candy of the woods. So I just stepped back into the tree line, and already getting out of that direct sun, feels like the temperature has dropped. I don't know, maybe 5-10 degrees. Right now, thermostat was saying right around 75, but it's supposed to get down to like 48 tonight. So hopefully we can get into this new spot. It looks good when we get there, and yeah, hopefully it'll cool down. But we have not had rain in a while, so it is super crunchy right now walking through here. So just trying to go slow. Well, guys, it's supposed to be just me and 2 other guys that are allowed to hunt this property, and I just found this tree stand as I was scouting out this new area. Don't know if one of the neighbors is over here all the time. All the straps are broken on it, so it looks pretty weathered. But yeah, when somebody's not able to keep an eye on the property 100% of the time, sometimes other people slip in. I'm gonna try it out a little bit, climb up and see what they were trying to see, and gives me an indication that somebody else thinks this is a good spot too. I thought it was a little strange that none of the limbs have been cleaned up on this, and the straps are really old, but either somebody just put this tree stand up and decided to leave it up there all the time. But if this is any indication of how long this tree stand's been here, this tree's literally grown into these screw-in steps. So who knows? I don't think I'm going to step on that platform. I do see that it's got a chain on it, but still, nevertheless, I don't think I'm going to step on it. It's just not worth risking it. As you can tell, it's pretty dang hot, even though I'm taking my time going through these woods. One thing's for sure, it is thick. Thick. I mean, these weeds that I'm right next to are over my head. I just found a shed, guys. Look at this. I mean, just going down my hand. Let's turn it the other way. Not quite down my forearm. And I got pretty long arm. I've never done any kind of shed hunting, but that's pretty cool. A little nub there. Not a whole lot to him, but he had good height. So this one looks pretty old, but hopefully it's a sign of good things to come. I think I'm going to take this home just to show the kiddos. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm almost to where I wanted to set up. I found lots of game trails. I found that shed, and now I just jumped a deer. Hopefully I didn't blow out the whole area, but one thing I've learned the last couple of years, just because you jump a deer and they blow at you, doesn't really mean anything. So I'm going to keep on pushing slowly. I still hear it running off in the distance blowing at me. So I'm just going to push a little bit slower. And hopefully everything settles back down. It's super, super thick back here, but I'm almost to my spot. It's actually right there is where I'm heading. As I said earlier, it's really thick, so the shots aren't going to be very long. I mapped it out already when I was doing my scouting online, and I've got a good distance to be able to theoretically see, but as dark as it's getting, I'm not sure that's going to happen. We'll find out. I think my max shot is maybe 15 yards, but I have a river right back here behind me, and then the adjacent property, so I gotta be real careful. But right at, this is hard to do with a moving bow, right at the top of my cam, there's a trail coming from in front of me and from behind me, going to the neighbor's property. So I'll set back off of it a little ways, and here's to hoping that we actually get to see something tonight. If there's coyotes in the tree, we have a bigger problem. And no worries, just because I knew this was going to be going in my backpack, I did not chamber around in this. You guys aren't going to be able to see it because I'm using my iPhone to film. I got my tow rope here, and I do wear my backpack when I'm climbing up into the tree with the platform attached. Because of the way the saddle hunting works, I can take off my backpack up in the tree and put on the platform, no problem. I'm completely safe and tied off to the tree. So after 2 whole hours of going from the truck to walking to my hunting spot, I'm finally set up for the evening, I think. I'm hoping for some good luck, and let me show you around what we got. So my backpack is just on a simple cinch strap, and I've got my tow rope right here. Anything else that I might need that's in that backpack. I've got my tether cinch wrapped around the tree, so there's no way that it can come undone. Down to my bridge, which is then on my hunting saddle. This is what I use. I tie it right around the anchors. Those are those circle things on the stairs, and loop it around that. It's free, It's just a little bit of 550 cord. And then I've got my bow up here, also on my tether, where I can just simply release it there. So here's a creek that goes down the whole property line. That's the neighbor's property over there. And the property line for the other neighbor is just in that thicket over there. So I don't know if you can make it out on the camera, but there's a game trail that comes here and goes down to the creek. And then this one also feeds into the creek. I've got a really steep bank coming behind me on both sides. The sun's setting behind me. So one downside to this is it's definitely going to get a lot darker in here quicker than what I'm used to. However, as I was coming down that hill, I didn't see a single game trail on that hill. They're above it, and then these faint ones below it. So I'm hoping these are for a big buck. I'll keep you guys in the loop. I am really regretting waking up at 4:30 to work out this morning, knowing that tonight was going to be a late night. What was I thinking? Eventually, boredom, while waiting for something to happen, sets in. Even on a good day, I was just thinking to myself, wow, this spot doesn't have that many squirrels. And then the squirrels started. I also saw a really cool red-tailed hawk just fly through. Guys, my heart just started throbbing. I think there's a deer walking towards me right now. My heart is beating so fast. Oh. Now. There's a squirrel jumping trees. I don't know if you can see him. That's my deer. Little guys give you heart attacks like crazy. Forest is getting dark now. About an hour and 15 minutes left till sunset. It's going to be a dark hike out of here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's literally a skunk below me. I am not getting down out of this tree. Well, guys, nothing tonight other than the rabbit, the squirrel, the skunk, and finding the first shed. That was fun. Just got down out of the tree, and now I'm gonna pack up all my gear and yeah, hike on back to the truck. Well, guys, I just made it back to the truck. What are the odds as I'm bushwhacking through everything, I run into a baby skunk? So I had a big skunk under my tree stand when I was trying to get down. And then when I came out, there was a baby skunk. Thankfully, I did not get sprayed. Don't know where Mama was able to get around it without a problem. But unfortunately, I'm keeping the losing streak of the very first time I go out for the season that I don't get anything. But that being said, it is not all a failure. I did learn some important things. I'd done some satellite scouting, and the area looked way more open than when I got in there. It was much more dense with smaller trees, not really undergrowth, but just smaller trees that kept my shots very limited, as well as my visibility. And then I also chose the spot because it was close to the river, and had some large trees on it, which to me looked like they might be oak trees. Well, I got in there and there might have been one oak tree that was hardly dropping anything. Everything else was poplar. So I also know now that is not the spot for me to go back to the rest of the season. However, I did find some important information along the way. So hope you guys found that interesting, and yeah, better luck next time.